Hey, fellow tech time travelers. Imagine this. It's the late 80s. You're huddled in your dimly lit room, the glow of a CRT monitor lighting up your face like a scene from War Games. You're typing away on some clunky word processor, dreaming of a world where spreadsheets don't crash your Commodore 64. And then, boom, Microsoft Office sneaks in and changes everything. But how did this suite of apps become the undisputed king of productivity? Stick around, because we're diving deep into that nostalgic rabbit hole. All right, geeks, grab your favorite energy drink. Or, hey, make it a Tab Cola for that 80s vibe, because today we re-talking about the moment Microsoft Office started flexing its muscles and becoming the go-to suite for everyone from basement hackers to boardroom bosses. I'm your host, Joe, the ultimate 80s wannabe, who wishes he could have rocked a mullet while coding on an IBM PC. Growing up, I was obsessed with those chunky keyboards and the thrill of booting up DOS. It felt like magic, right? Like Marty McFly zipping to the future. But instead of hoverboards, we got tools that turned our wild ideas into reality. This story hits me right in the feels, because Office wasn't just software. It was the bridge from the Wild West of computing in the 80s to the polished empire of the 90s. If you've ever battled with WordPerfect or Lotus 123, you know the struggle was real. So, let us rewind the VHS tape and unpack how Microsoft turned a bunch of separate apps into the productivity powerhouse we still cut unquit. And if this gets you all misty-eyed, smash that like button and drop a comment with your first Office memory. Was it typing up a school report or sneaking in some Minesweeper? First off, let's set the scene in the rad 80s. Picture this. Reagan's in office, thrillers blasting on MTV, and personal computers are exploding onto the scene like E.T. phoning home. Microsoft had already dropped bombs like MS-DOS in '81, but they weren't stopping there. Entered the origins of Office's Holy Trinity. Block 1, the word wizardry. Back in 1983, the year Return of the Jedi hit theaters, Microsoft unleashed multi-tool Word, later just called Word, on the Xenix and MS-DOS crowds. It was clunky, sure, but man, it had WISIWIG vibes that made you feel like a digital Spielberg directing your documents. No more green screens of doom. This bad boy lets you see bold text in italics in real time. Fun fact, the first version even had a spelling checker that was basically a polite way of saying, dude, you can't spell. I would have killed to have that instead of my typewriter. Remember those? If you're nodding along, subscribe now so we can geek out over more retro tech together. Fast forward a bit to 1985, and Excel crashes the party. On the Mac, of all places, Microsoft beat Apple at their own game by launching this spreadsheet beast that could crunch numbers faster than you could say Ghostbusters. It wasn't until '87 that it hit Windows, but oh boy, did it dominate. Imagine you're a stock trading yuppie in a power suit, I love Wall Street, and suddenly you've got charts that pop like fireworks. Lotus 1, kurang 2, kurang 3 was the big dog then. But Excel's user-friendly interface was like upgrading from a Walkman to a Discman. Smoother, cooler, and way less skipping. Now, PowerPoint joins the squad in '87 when Microsoft buys Forethought for a cool $14 million, originally called Presenter. It was born in the Bay Area haze of the late 80s. Think about it. Before this, presentations were flip charts or those god-awful overhead projectors that always jammed. PowerPoint lets you slap together slides with animations that felt straight out of Tron. Curio alert. The first big demo was at a sales meeting where it wowed everyone so hard. It sealed the deal. If you've ever zoned out in a meeting thanks to endless bullet points, blame or thank this Jim. Hey, share in the comments. What's the worst PowerPoint you've ever endured? Let's laugh about it. But here's where the magic happens. The consolidation in the early 90s. Microsoft bundles Word, Excel, and PowerPoint into the first Office suite for Mac in 1990. Then Windows in '92. It was like assembling the Avengers. Each app was strong alone, but together, unstoppable. They threw in bonuses like mail and access later, but the core trio crushed competitors. Why? Bundling discounts, baby. Businesses could snag the whole kit for cheaper than buying separate rivals. Plus, Windows exploding in popularity. Thanks to that sweet 3.1 release in '92, made Office the default. Factual nugget with a twist. By '95, with Office 95 tying into Windows 95, it owned like 90% of the market. WordPerfect, Lotus, they went the way of the dodo, or at least to the bargain bin. Emotionally, this era was pure gold for us nerds. Remember the Easter eggs? like the flight simulator hidden in Excel 97. UD hit a combo, and suddenly you repiloting a plane over the credits. Or Clippy, that annoying but lovable paperclip from Office 97, popping up like a hyperactive sidekick from Saved by the Bell. It looks like you're writing a letter. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Now get out of my way. Those quirks made tech feel alive, playful, not just tools. It sparked my inner kid who dreamed of hacking like in sneakers. If this is hitting your nostalgia buttons, hit that bell icon to never miss another trip down memory lane. What a ride, right? From the pixelated dreams of the 80s to Office cementing its throne in the 90s, Microsoft didn't just create software, they shaped how we work, create, and procrastinate with solitaire. It's wild to think how this suite outlasted fads like leg warmers or Cabbage Patch Kids, evolving into the cloud beast it is today. But deep down, it reminds us of that spark, the joy of discovery in a floppy disk world. So, what's your take? Did Office change your life, or are you still loyal to some ancient rival? Drop those stories in the comments. I read every one. If you loved this blast from the past, give it a thumbs up, share with your Geek Squad, and subscribe for more tech tales with that 80s flair. Until next time, keep coding, keep dreaming, and remember, in the words of Ferris Bueller, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Peace out. Subscribe for more retro tech adventures.